Okay, welcome to our CSLA 18 Unconference Smackdown. I'm going to start screen sharing so that you can see the slides. And there's the link. Bear with me just a second. Katie, can you, who's first up? What? You need to come up here, please, okay? Okay.
And Marie's on there too a few times.
Okay, I
Is she
know
going to
that
talk
someone,
somehow, or are we cover for
no,
her?
we're
Okay.
just, someone's gonna, just do their best to share out.
Okay, so I
for
left her
her.
three together.
Okay.
Okay, you're first. Or you want me to stand
Okay,
here for that one?
guys, can I ask those of you at the back tables, let's move forward, okay? Everyone at the back table, stand up, move forward a couple of tables, okay? And welcome to the Smackdown. Who would like to be a timekeeper?
Glenn, keep us into that 2 minutes.
Rosemary, can you be a timekeeper? Okay, who would like to be the timekeeper?
The faster it is, the faster you get to bed.
Janice, how about being a timekeeper? 2 minutes for each person.
10-second warning.
Okay. Yes.
You have 2 minutes.
If you can get your slide in there before the end of the Smackdown, it will be projected. Go to the Unconference site, put your slide in at the bottom of the deck.
Want me to stick it in the bottom of the deck? I'll do that.
All right. Okay, guys. David's table. Okay. All right. This is the Jane and Katie show.
I'm Katie. That one's Jane.
And back last spring, we started a live Twitter chat, which is called
Caleb Chat.
And we are doing it just a half hour each time so that it doesn't take up too much of your time.
To value your family time and personal time.
And we're doing one once a month, the third Thursday of the month.
With a special,
Fourth,
that's it. That's
the fourth Thursday. Yeah. That was to make sure you were paying attention. Thank you, Beth. And we do welcome people from all over the country, and we have had people from all over the country. I think we have even had Audrey. Thank you.
Yes.
However, we did start this to make Twitter, California people stronger on Twitter. And so we ask you
to join,
urge you
please,
to join in. It's just a half hour of your time. Wonderful dose of professional development. And we need all of you. If you don't know, if you're not up to speed on chats, this is a little ad for our session on Sunday at 8 o'clock. However, you don't have to come to that. But if you do, we will do a practice chat then, and then we're having our next chat the fourth Thursday of the month. So please come. Thank you.
If you're in this room, you should be involved. If you're a board member in any capacity, you should definitely be involved. If you're thinking about it, which all of you should be thinking about it, you should be involved. If you don't yet have a Twitter account, don't raise your hand, it's okay. But just grab Jane or I later, and we will definitely hook you up.
Yes.
Put a reminder on calendar.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good idea. Okay, Yvonne.
Fun. Woo!
On microbits.
Microbits. Has anybody heard of a microbit before? Has anybody heard of a microbit?
I did yesterday from Yvonne.
Has anybody heard of a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, little bits are great, but microbits are just as great, and they only cost $18. They have a temperature, a compass, an accelerometer. They have 25 individually programmed LEDs, and they have a Bluetooth in them. So you can do fun things like make a heartbeat. So I programmed that last night in the hotel room in about 3 minutes. And so this is a way to get entry into programming, actually a little computer. If you're teaching coding to students, it gives them a chance to do a little hands-on instead of just computer screen on. And this was created by the BBC. They actually gave 13-year-olds in Great Britain, they gave away these. So everybody got one. So they're available here for $18, and they're easy to use. So Amazon. It's called Microbits, and there's a little instruction book in it, and comes in a box about this size. You can program it so that it creates music. You use alligator clips and connect them to your earphones, your earbuds. And there are several websites that you go to, and you just do like block programming, and then you download it onto the microbit, and then you push the on button, and then there it goes. So it's really cool.
Thank you. And more Yvonne again. Yvonne.
Oh.
And you're timing, right, Janice?
She beat her time.
Oh, okay. I'm ready. Here we go again. So what? Well, so I have students who like to do things with their hands, and I found out a way that they could be creative in the library. And it was very low cost. Donation of sewing machine. And they donated, I put out an email campus-wide for teachers to donate fabric. So students come to the library, they learn how to sew, then they teach each other how to sew. They make things like tissue paper holders. These take about 30 minutes to make. It's all straight stitches. They make little purses. And I wanted to encourage you guys to have a chance to have students do things a little bit less technologically involved for the students who don't want to do technology. And it's a low-cost way to get kids involved in the library. And there's a site there on my slide for you.
And remember, these slides are available through the Unconference site. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Pat. Yeah. Katie rearranged the slides, so I have no idea who's next on any of them.
Me, actually.
What?
It was me that moved my slide
Oh.
up. Well, they were they weren't connected. Okay. So my school uses Class Dojo. I'm in a TK5 school of about 1,000 students, and there are over 700 parents that are connected to Class Dojo. And I'm connected to every class who comes, they all come into the library. It's a great place for classroom management And it's also a great place to be an advocate for your library program. So when library classes is going on, you could take pictures, and it works a lot like Instagram in that you can tell your story, or you can post things later. So it's a great place to get your message out to your families. Class dojo.
Do you have more?
I have one more. And if you need volunteers in your library, or you need money, if you don't know about Kohl's Cares, it's Associates in Action. Kohl's has a great outreach program that's a very easy place to get $500 and at least a minimum of 5 volunteers with that $500. They work for 3 hours, and as long as you have a 501 status, I've used them for book fairs at my school. And so it's a 3-hour period. So not only do you get volunteers, but you also get $500. And there's no limit as to how many times you can use them during a year. And what I normally do is you create a flyer, and it gets posted in the Kohl's workroom. It's always nice to drop off treats too, to thank them. And here they are helping me with Chromebook carts that were delivered to our school. We became one-to-one, and they helped with some wiring. And thank you. Kohl's Cares.
Thank you. And Terry, book creator. And Katie, can you just tell us who's next up so they'll be ready?
So I just happened to be involved in an ed tech team, and we go through these modules every month. And this is the latest one, was book creator. And I really liked it. I probably use it for my action plan that I'm supposed to create. So basically, it's both web-based and an app, because my school is a one-to-one iPad school. And even I could go on it and actually create a book. I made one for the conference, and it's really easy to record your voice onto it. It's easy to upload images, both anything from your photo file or from the web. You can do video, you can do text boxes, you can color the background, and it's really editable. And it's easy. If I could do it, the kids could fly with it. I'm already interested in an English teacher in coming in and having their students create books. They're either going to create books from something they've read, or something in their personal lives, or something else. We haven't quite nailed it down to that point, but it is an app or a web-based application that you should take a look at, because it's fun, and I had a great time with it. I'm going to post pictures about Yosemite and videos and everything else. Okay? I haven't really worked with it, but
Thank you. And we've got Yvonne again.
And I promise this is the last one for me. I don't talk a lot, but this is the CS First Coding Club. It's free. You sign up on CS-First, and they send you a box of supplies so that you can teach coding. It's student-driven. They have little videos that the students watch, and then they follow the instructions. But Google sends passports for all the kids, and they send inside the passport, the students have a place to write what they learned, and then they put a sticker in, and Google sends all the stickers for you. Get a box of goodies. Stickers. There's an answer key so that you know what's going on too. Always helpful. And they'll send you as many sets as you need for your students to do. I do it at the middle school level, but it would go lower than that or higher than that as well. Just depends.
Okay, thank you.
And I've heard that they do it at the high school level too. So just depends on which activity you choose. You get to choose which activity, like there's one where you make music, one where you design fashion, one where you do greeting cards. So they have different levels of difficulty based on your age level.
So many cool things. Thank you. Oh, and this is me. Really quick, Creative Commons now has a new beta search option that will search, as you can see in this screen capture. I'm not going to go to it live. It searches the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Europeana, New York Public Library, and the Rijksmuseum, plus Flickr and 500px, and it filters it to Creative Commons. And also, when you find an image there, it will give you can copy and paste the full credit, and you can even get it in HTML format if you want. And if you create an account, you don't need to create an account to use it, but if you create an account, you can save your searches, your finds from your searches there. So they've always had a search engine, but they haven't had for Creative Commons, but it hasn't been the best one. This is a huge improvement. And we, of course, want to teach our students respect for intellectual property. We want to teach them about Creative Commons. This is a great way to go. And who is Google My Maps? And you don't have your name on here, so please introduce yourself. And
it's not update. Hold on. Where's your exit?
Oh.
And then see, there's more stuff now.
Oh, okay.
I'm that last minute person that was doing it right now.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
And I think your name fell off the screen, so it's Sarah. Okay. All right. I just want to be sure everybody knows who you are.
I'm Sarah Smith. I'm from Sanger High School, a little community outside Fresno. And I just introduced this with my library students this semester, and they seem kind of excited. So My Maps is a way you can use Google Maps to create a journey along a map. So we were using this to plot, plot points in their books on planet Earth. And so I told them, don't give away spoilers, but you can be like, oh my God, it gets real here. So those are cool for things that are set on planet Earth, but we can also use ThingLink for the non-planet Earth things. So if they're in space or they're fantasy, a lot of times those books come with maps at the very beginning of the book. So they take a picture of it. They all have iPads. So they take a picture of that map and they put it on ThingLink, and then they create plot points as well. And so on both programs, you can enter in text and other pictures. And so then when someone mouses over your plot points on the map or on ThingLink, then another box pops up and you can see everything the student put in about that section. So it's a nice way. So I have an example up there from my Simen that I threw together like super quick for them because we're just introducing it. And then if you haven't used ThingLink before, it's also super easy. You have to sign in to do it, but you can upload photos and then you just click on the photo where you want to insert a point. So they're very, very easy to use. They are iPad friendly because we're an iPad district. They're also computer friendly. So either device, iOS or laptop, they're all easy, very easy to use.
Thank you, Sarah. And this is me again. And who's after me, Sarah? Katie. Okay. So I think it's really, really valuable to encourage students to blog. It helps them learn informal writing. It helps them find their voice. You can introduce every aspect of digital citizenship through blogging. And a really good way to get your kids started with blogging is it's done through EduBlogs people, but you don't have to have their blogs on EduBlogs. Twice a year, they have a 10-week student blogging challenge. And it's starting in March. And basically every week of the 10 weeks, they give them something to blog about. And they also include within it things like, and include a Creative Commons image, or, include, so they're building tech skills as well as writing skills, as well as digital citizenship skills. And they make sure that there's some adult mentors who will comment on their blogs, so that they're getting a response, not just hopefully from their classmates, but also from around the world. And you can do it for individual blogs, and you can also do it for class blogs. Anyway, I think it's blogging is wonderful, and this is a great way to get your kids started or to kind of up their game on it. And Katie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to take what the kiddos are using and manipulate it for good. So we went ahead and used augmented reality. Some of them don't know that's what Snapchat does a lot. And if they don't have Snapchat, Masquerade is a really fun one as well. So we're going to go ahead and engage them with stuff that they already know about, stuff that they're already using, so I don't have to teach them the platform. Score right there. Explore. Issues that we have in the library, things that are really irritating my library scientists that we need to fix. And then we're going to create a fun PSA to get the message across and share this, because being a silo is no fun, no matter what age you are. So these are examples of complete app smashing. We've got pictures, augmented reality, made prettier with Bensy, and then put it in a collaborative slide deck to go ahead and just let scroll along. And then engage, explore, create, share are four of the main components of the new AASL standards.
Yay! Thank you. We have Rochelle next, right?
Oh, just kidding.
Hmm? Who's app exploration?
Okay, that's me. It should be like that. Okay.
You get two of them?
Okay.
Oh, I have 3, and I can keep going. Okay, so our time is like super valuable. Some of you have like spouses, and you kind of want to keep them, so I don't have time to learn everything that's out there. And some of us already know, like, if certain people like Jane, Gwyneth Jones, whatever, says you should do it, then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it, even if I don't figure it out. So this is applicable too for those of you guys that are in the slide deck. I have it for you, so you can go ahead and take it. This is a hyperdoc setup that you can use for any app in existence. What's in parentheses, you're going to go ahead and change the app that you're using. You just give it to the kids. They can just do it all. And you just be like their cheerleader. They're like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Like, well, you see that little chat icon? Ask them. And the expert that helps create this app will tell you. And that's even better than me. So then we're going to go ahead and explore it. You got it. Help them get to the YouTube channel. Almost every app has its own YouTube channel. They can figure out which ones they want to look at. So it's already built in personal choice there. You're not telling them, listen to all the videos. They're picking which ones. They're going to go ahead and do experience. You should give them a couple ones to look at. They're going to brainstorm ideas to use in school and in personal life. If you don't connect it to personal life, why the hell are we doing it in school? And then they're going to create it, make something awesome for themselves, and then we'll then do like a screencast or something to help educate. So it's their voice, their words, telling their peers how to use this thing.
Thank you. And Rochelle.
All right, so this is an oldie but a goodie, but I forget completely all about doing this. And it is an absolutely fabulous thing because the kids have so much fun creating book faces. This is a sampling of what my TAs have done and kids in the library who have favorite books that they want to showcase. It's pretty self-explanatory. You take your camera, you take a book you like, and you figure out how to line it up so that way it looks like it's a part of you. And it's a great way to promote your books, community service for kids who either need to work on fines if you do fines or who just need community service opportunities, because I don't have time to do this. So, yeah, it's fun. And then they can use Snapchat and, share it. So.
Thank you. I was trying to see who was next. I hope you don't mind. Who is this? Oh, Marie. Marie Slim is not here, but she submitted some slides for us. And she has some tips on how to anonymize. That's a new word to me. Your photos for student protection. It automatically detects faces and places glasses on them. So consider this app. And it even detected Lincoln behind her. And who is this? This is also Marie, encouraging you to, well, today was World Read Aloud Day. And so have a look at this suggestion by a teacher for next year. So think about next year. Cut a story or book into 7 sections. Give all the teachers part 1 for period 1, etc. Each period, each teacher reads the subsequent part of the story. Help build excitement. So start planning for World Read Aloud Day for next year, right? And she has some links on here, so come back to the slides and visit that. And she has one more. The Union app, or Union. Need to mesh 2 pictures together. It's time to use the Union app from Pixite. The app has tutorial videos so that you can do your best photoshopping on your iOS device. And I know Marie is very active on Twitter. If you have any questions about these, just contact her through Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, get in touch with me and I'll give you her other contact information. And Google Classroom. She's suggesting to use it or you don't need it just for classes. Use it to organize book clubs and student volunteers. What a great idea, huh? And we have Katie. And after Katie's going to be Rochelle again and David. So just so you'll be, you want to come close so you'll be ready.
Okay, so a lot of you have probably heard of Book Snaps. Some of you got to create some with me this morning. But there's also gratitude snaps, kind of like the exact same concept, but instead of taking a picture of text, you take a picture of something you're grateful for. And let's just go beyond only being grateful for stuff in November, right? Any day we can go ahead and take care of that. So here's some examples of that. And then I'm also getting the kiddos to post it on Twitter and tag our school library thing. So they're helping to promote our library. Plus they're creating their positive digital tattoo. Let's just stop calling it a footprint. It does not wash away. It's there forever. Anyone heard of Beverly Pham? Oh my goodness, that is the young lady who did not get accepted to the college that she wanted. And she cried and cried, I think we have another ocean just because of her. She contacted the college and said, hey, if you Google me and still don't want me, okay, I'll accept this. They Googled her and they said, oh heck no, we definitely want you, girl. So helping the kids to do positive stuff on social media needs to happen now.
Thank you.
Okay, so I just did a big old propaganda and bias thing with my seniors in my high school. So this is a fabulous website that nobody at my school knew about. So all sides, basically the deal with this is that it is a website that kind of curates a bunch of different news outlets and stories, and it will show you the same topic and then how a left-centered, left-centered media outlet would report on it, then a mostly centered, because it's all biased, and then a right-centered outlet. So use that to show the kids that, hey, there's bias. And then they could judge their own bias too. And if you can convince your teachers to take it, that'd be a good quiz for them to take too. Some of them might need a reality check. So.
Thank you. And David?
Also, I'm not biased.
That's not my Bitmoji. That's not me.
Well, not during the week.
Right, that's right. That's right. I grew the beard just for the Yosemite trip. Okay, so my name is David Rojas. I'm a consultant for American Educational Resources. I used to be a high school English teacher, and I used to teach a comic book elective, and I actually used to teach comic books at my local university. And if Instagram was around, then I would have used that as a creator. There are a lot. I mean, the web is saturated with comic book creators for students. They're all fine. It's all good. But really, Instagram is one that will really take off for your students. Instagram is paneled already like a comic book, using illustrations or pictures. And you all know that your students' highest currency over money is followers. So it's easy, it's social to grab followers with Instagram. It's easy to promote it, to plug it, to get behind it, to get your students passionate about it if it's already on a platform that they have. So starting a Instagram account for your library and serializing a story is one aspect, or serializing a book is another aspect. Throughout the entire year, basically create different chapters of a serialized graphic novel using Instagram via pictures and illustrations. If Instagram, like I said, if Instagram was around when I was still teaching, I would have used it.
Would that be copyright stuff or no?
I don't think, no, I mean, there would be pictures that your students take or illustrations that they draw. Yeah. Are we good?
Wonderful. And isn't this worth the whole conference, all these ideas? And Susan, therapy dogs.
Our sixth graders have a new unit.
And I think, if you don't mind, just before you start, the rest of you who have slides, if you want to come up so that you'll be all ready. I think we have 2 or 3 more people. Thanks.
The sixth graders have a unit, Animal Allies, and one of the short stories is on therapy dogs. So these therapy dogs have been coming to the school for 2 years now and meet with all the sixth graders. They talk about how they train them, how their dogs qualify to be a therapy dog. And the owners of the dogs like the special ed classes the most. So the special ed classes sit in circles and the dogs rotate. They just pet them. All the kids get to pet every dog that comes in. We have 2 to 4 for each session.
Thank you. Heather.
If you do book fairs with Scholastic, they have a pack you can get that's a book talk pack. It comes with some books that you're supposed to preview before the book fair gets there. And they make these templates that you can get online. Actually, they have printed ones already. And then I recreated their template and had my kids make their own book talks on books we had in the library. And then the teacher put them up in the classroom. And then I put, like, each time a new one checks out, I put another one with the book in front of it so they can see the books that were done by their peers. But it's done in Google Slides. I found out how to make the exact same template so it looks the same as the professional ones that Scholastic puts out. So when they see theirs next to the Scholastic ones, it's really impressive because it looks professional. So the logo comes from Scholastic. The little genre stickers you find all over online. They're the ones you can buy, but I use the image. So they have to identify the genre, put in the book cover, and then a little blurb about the book. This one's mine, but I had some really great student ones turned in. And the link there is in Google Slides. You can use the template and make your own copy if you want.
Thank you.
Wow.
Question.
Question?
Right over here.
Yeah.
Heather, do you put links in the catalog from the record?
We are not that advanced in
Okay.
catalog
Okay.
yet.
All right.
I just taught my kids how to access the catalog, and
Okay. It would be a great idea.
I'm not that
Okay.
advanced yet. That's a good idea, yeah.
If you have a slides, would you just come up and be ready, because we're getting wonderful ideas, but we want to move through so we get to the trivia. Okay.
It's lagging this time. Let's ask times of 6 seconds
it does have fabulous pictures, exemplars, and all that. So I feel kind of weird following that because my
And you
is
didn't,
pretty
can
much
you
exactly the
introduce
same.
yourself because you
Yeah,
have your
no.
name on here.
I wasn't told to put my name on there, so I didn't know I had to. My name's Amanda Rude, and I'm from South High School in Bakersfield, California, part of the Kern County High School District. I just wanted to share something I have my kids do that has been phenomenally successful as far as increasing circulation and as part of they have a standing weekly assignment that they have to select a book in our library. And I can kind of dictate that, like if it's Women's History Month, okay guys, I want you to find a book with a strong female protagonist, or I want you to find a book that was written by a female author or what have you. You can kind of dictate it, but for the most part, I give them total autonomy in what they select, but they pick a book, and I'm really bummed the pictures are lagging because I have an exemplar up there to show you what it looks like. Because how many of you have digital like presenters in your library? Like screens you can put, okay, this is what I use that for. New books come in, the students write.
What did you add pictures that aren't showing?
Yeah, they're not showing up.
Well, because did you add them since we started the slideshow?
Yes.
Well, then we need to refresh it.
And while we're waiting, I will tap dance for you interpretively.
Pause the
Wait, what happened?
I had to call this one To Kill a Mockingbird. There it is. Yeah. So there's one that I created. This is the same exemplar I give my students. And it's real simple, like hashtag no excuse for not getting it done. It's one Google slide. They have to have the cover of the book as it appears in our library. They have to have some sort of like, hey, look at this, new book, new reads, look at this. This is the challenging part, especially for my GATE and AP kiddos. 1 to 2 sentence, that's it. Summary of the plot with no spoilers. No paragraphs, 1 to 2 sentences max. And then a 1-sentence recommendation. Who's gonna wanna read this book? You tell me. Who's gonna like this one? And then of course the call number, where can we find it? And I grade them, they get this standing assignment. It's due every Friday. They just submit it to me through Google Classroom, and then I add it to our digital presentation. And at this point in the year, I have my choice of what I want to include. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have Glenn.
In California, we have this standard that I'm very, very thrilled about for model school library standards called, under integration, called the student's personal interest being integrated into all content area. The question is how to get that done. Here's a real practical way that this is actually happening. In the middle is the required learning. You guys familiar with required learning? And then there's the other required learning. On the outside is the personal interest of the students. So what happens is you can see a primary connection between math and science. It's pretty easy to connect. An easy connection between math and ELA perhaps is a secondary connection. But how do you connect math with a student's obsession with dinosaurs? Does that make sense? So what happens is that we start surfacing what the student's personal interest is in a visible way. Think about your classrooms in your library. Are the students' personal interests visible? The answer is no, then how are we advancing it? So we're making it visible, and then we're putting it upon the student to make the connection to the required learning. To show you what a practical application that actually looks like, that a teacher took it back to the classroom from the library example, as if the library is the leader. She put the required learning in the middle, and you can see her students' pictures with holding empty placards. And those little the pasty things, what are they called, the Post-its? Yeah, they put the Post-its right there where their personal passion is. And then it's the student's requirement to make the connection between the required learning and the thing that they care about. And this is an example. You can see how that board is beginning to fill up, how the students are beginning to connect whatever it is that matters to them to the required learning in the classroom. This has been unbelievable. You can see the kid's puppy right here. This is fantastic. By the way, just think about how far this might be connected to fractions, if that's the student's personal interest. So that's an example right there. How do you do on time? There you go.
And do we have any more? I think we are done. If you did not get to share, feel free to add a slide because people will be coming back to this, I hope, for reference. Do take advantage of this. Feel free to tweet it out and so on. And now we're going to do the teen trivia. So why don't we go with the tables we have, but even them out? So let's see, we've got 4, 4. Why don't we do groups of 4? How's that? Okay. 4 or 5? Okay, let's see. We've got. Do you guys want to join a group? What? Yeah, we're doing team trivia. We want sort of even number of groups. So, you're not staying? Okay, raise your hand if you're staying.
How long we stay?
It's short. It's short.
Well, stay.
I call shenanigans.
Yeah, okay, this team is too big. Mary Ann, Glenn. Mary Ann, you've got to stay. Just move to another table. Guys, it's not going to be long, but if you don't organize it,
Wait, you guys, James melting down. Let's get this thing down. Somebody help James right now.
Okay, and the first thing I need to do is end the hangout so you cannot hear what I was just doing.